Hi, it's Rob from Cymet. Wanted to take a minute to talk about another thing that pops up quite frequently, to the point where it's happened twice in the last 4 days. One time during the final sprint of the race that happened on Sunday. And it's quite simply, if you are riding a Shimano STI lever mechanical system of almost any generation, then you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. And what I mean by that is the way that the levers are designed to work, they put an immense amount of stress on the end of the cable to the point where it will begin to fray and completely let go. You'll notice it because your shifting will slowly change over time. You'll seem like you always have to be adjusting your shifting. The hanger's fine, everything else is fine, but it seems like it's always going out of adjustment. And the adjustment to fix it is almost always putting on extra or more tension. What's actually happening is as those cable little strands are breaking, the cable is effectively getting longer and getting a little bit spongier than what it would normally be. So I had a good friend of mine send me a message last night saying, hey, I was on the trainer and all of a sudden the shifting just stopped working and it felt like something broke in the lever itself. I said, let me guess, you're on Shimano? Yeah, I already know what it is. So dropped it off this morning and I was able to roll back the hood and feel that this was the problem before we ever even did anything. So as you see right here, the cable is snapped in half. It's already piled up here. We're gonna have to replace it. I'm probably gonna replace the housing as well too, throughout the whole thing. And then I already dug most of this out already, but this is the end of the cable as it's completely frayed off, and that's how it comes out of the lever. So as you see, there's a lot of stress that's put on the cable. And when you're shifting and shifting and shifting and shifting, it constantly runs this cable over these really tight radiuses up inside of the shifter. And that eventually lends itself to breaking one or two of the strands, which then puts more force on the ones that are left, and it's just like a cascading effect. Currently, I have never ever seen this happen in a SRAM shifter. Not saying it's necessarily better or worse, but this is not an issue inside SRAM. 100% definitely inside of Shimano. So something to keep in mind. The way to alleviate this, be on top of it. Some people will say, oh, I've never had one of this happen to me. You're not shifting enough, and or you replace your cables more frequently than a lot of users do. I guarantee you these probably haven't even been changed since the bike was new. That's usually the case, is what I find. You want to change your cables, and this is one of the reasons why you want to change your cables. I recommend changing them at least annually. That's me. If you're a rider that rides a lot, do it annually. You'll be amazed if you change your cables and housings at how well your shifting performance maintains itself throughout the year and how trouble-free it's really going to be. Is it a little overkill to do it annually? For a lot of riders, yeah. You can probably get away with doing it every other year or even 3 years if you really have to push it. But if you're riding quite a bit, and I mean, over 1,000 or 2,000 miles a year on up, then take the time, throw new cables, new housings on that particular bike once a year. You won't ever be disappointed, and I guarantee you, you're probably never going to run into this problem. So something to keep in mind. Please, if you have a moment, like the video. It does help. We're really close to getting this channel monetized and out there. Share it to your friends, and as always, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it.